Well, let's have a look and check out what is the latest out there, especially because when we try to identify some of these stories, it's all in line with how these things will affect us sometimes and how they're affecting us and our loved ones, and also people who are perfect strangers who are going through the most out there. I think it's easy for people to forget sometimes that life can get very difficult and very tricky in a very short space of time should people not be able to keep up with the current affairs. At least 4 people were killed and multiple people were injured in a shooting at a birthday party in Dadeville, Alabama, officials said on Sunday. More than 28 people were injured, some critically, during the shooting late Saturday, about 60 miles or 100 kilometers northeast of the state capital of Montgomery in Alabama. Officials provided no information about what led to the shooting or whether any suspect had been killed or arrested. They said, we're going to continue to work in a very methodical way to go through this scene, to look at the facts and ensure that justice is brought to bear for the families. Jeremy Burkett, a spokesperson for the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, said. Dadeville Police Chief Jonathan L. Floyd asked for patience at the conference, saying what we've dealt with is somebody that no community should have to endure. It's going to be a long process, but I do earnestly solicit your prayers. Ben Hayes, a senior pastor of Dadeville's First Baptist Church, said the shooting happened at a birthday party and most of the victims were teenagers. Dadeville is a small town and this is going to affect everybody in this area, he said. A local actor has been accused of murdering their partner and is expected in court tomorrow. A South African soapy actor suspected of murdering his 29-year-old partner has been given a 1-day extension to appear in court due to his slow recovery in hospital after attempting to take his own life. The suspect was expected to appear in Kempton Park Magistrates Court on Monday for multiple charges relating to murder, but following his arrest, he was rushed to hospital. Police found the couple in a cottage in Norcombe Park last Thursday. They said the 29-year-old's body was found next to the 50-year-old who appeared to have overdosed. The 50-year-old actor is known for his roles in the television series Getroud met Rugby and Dieper Water. Now, the alleged murderer, who is known for acting in various Afrikaans soapies, was expected to appear in court on Monday, but due to his slow recovery in hospital, he's only expected to show up tomorrow. The 50-year-old actor is suspected of shooting dead his 29-year-old partner in a cottage in Norcombe Park. Police said that they believe the suspect then attempted to take his own life by overdosing. The suspect has been on the police guard at Tembisa Hospital over the weekend. He will face charges of murder and possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition. Afrikaans soapie Seven Delan and SABC2 have since sent out a notice confirming that he was not part of their current cast. The actress who recently made her debut as a radio presenter on Durban-based station Gagasi FM, SIY Polile, alongside DJ Lab on Sundays from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. From 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Linda Mtoba chats about her radio gig and says it's perfect timing. She says, I'm a great believer in perfect timing because I've wanted to be on radio for quite a while now and I've been scared to take the plunge. I did some work on myself and how I speak, communicate, watch videos, listen to the podcast, did a demo and did an interview and got the job. Sometimes it's about letting go of that fear and trying something new. I am a person in the entertainment industry, so I must entertain whatever avenue. When she is not on the airwaves, Linda keeps her fans captivated on the small screen. She plays the role of Nokwanda on Mzansi Magic's hit series Isfiso, a character she says has shown her versatility as an actress. She plays the role. A lot of characters I've played have been very manipulative, but have also been an element of being childish. I think it's nice for me to tap into someone who's very much grown and content in her own skin. She's very independent and also wants to make a life for herself. The repeated attacks on Sakinda Kamwendo and SABC generally by Al Jama'ah are grossly unethical and dangerous, especially in the lead up to our national elections in 2024. Political party Al Jama'ah has recently come under the spotlight for unfairly attacking media and SABC journalists specifically. Al Jama'ah has been making allegations that SABC journalist Sakina Kamwendo in particular have been pursuing a political agenda when they carry out interviews with the current mayor Tapelo Ahmad. While plainly baseless and embarrassing for Al Jama'ah, Media Monitoring Africa believes that the party is setting a dangerous precedent on how politicians engage with the media. There are two central challenges with the threats by Al Jama'ah. Firstly, the baseless nature of the complaint, and secondly, the threat of asking the SABC board, assuming there will be one, to act against journalists for pursuing an agenda. On the first issue of the claim of the political agenda, in a recent interview between SABC's Sakina Kamwendo and the newly installed Mayor Tapelo Ahmad, some of the questions posed to Ahmad include the following. You see, it is this: when we inherited, and every administration comes in to talk about what they've inherited, but the reality is that all of you, even if your mayors change, have been part of the council for a certain amount of time. So what are you doing as a collective to improve the city of Johannesburg? Another question says, but again, you can't pass the buck. You can't make this everybody else's responsibility. You have to take responsibility first and foremost, because as you say, there are bylaws that actually do criminalize some of the acts. Why aren't you enforcing it? So a question for Al Jama'ah is, where or who were the political agendas in those questions? The questions are certainly direct and may evidence some level of frustration, but how do they clearly favor or disfavor a political party? It might even be suggested that questions were more direct than, say, an interview with a musician. However, given the status of the person being interviewed and the powerless state of Johannesburg, the question seems entirely appropriate and expected from an experienced news journalist holding a politician accountable. We expect our journalists to ask difficult questions, to put pressure on those in power, and as the public broadcaster, we expect SABC journalists to adhere to the highest ethical standards of journalism. This could be a very interesting debate. Al Jama'ah clearly punching above their weight grade on this one. We'll have to see how this unfolds. Ukrainian forces have reported unprecedented bloody battles in Bakhmut as Kiev continues desperately to hold off Russian offensives in the embattled eastern city. Bloody battles unprecedented in recent decades are taking place in the middle of the city's urban area, said Shervil Chervati, spokesperson for the Ukraine's Eastern Military Command. Our soldiers are doing everything in bloody and fierce battles to grind down the enemy, combat capability, and break its morale. In the latest statement that openly acknowledged Wagner's key role in the fight against Bakhmut, Russia's defense ministry on Sunday announced that assault units from the mercenary group had captured 2 neighborhoods in the city's suburbs, which support the airborne units from the regular Russian army base. Patriotic Alliance President Gayton McKenzie says that if he were to become City of Johannesburg mayor, he would move his office to Hillbrow. McKenzie said this in a tweet on Sunday, adding that he would never give any guarantee or promise that I will not deal decisively with illegal foreigners if I do become mayor. You can keep your mayorship because my main focus will be on the cable mafias and illegal foreigners. I will chase them out of Johannesburg. Recently, the PA complained about being disrespected in the coalition of local unity with the ANC and EFF, which was the ticket that apparently scored Mayor Tapelo Ahmad the top citizen's position. McKenzie said last week that exiting the ANC-led coalition in the city of Johannesburg proved that the PA was in no one's pocket. He said Ahmad's election as the mayor was controversial, with a fight taking place between the minority parties about who should become mayor of Johannesburg. McKenzie said he had endorsed African Independent Congress Councillor Margaret Arnold to become mayor, but Ahmad's name emerged in a different meeting with the ANC. McKenzie said it was clear that Ahmad was not ready to become the mayor of a large commercial city such as Johannesburg. This man is being destroyed for the love of power. He has no commercial sense. The city of Johannesburg is no place to go and learn to be mayor. McKenzie said that the PA had already met DA leader John Steenhuisen and Action SA leader Herman Mashaba to bring the multi-party government in the city. 30 minutes now after 9 a.m. George Russell has theorized that a young raw Max Verstappen could have had his career damaged if he battled against Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes in the early stages of his F1 career. Comparing the early stages of their F1 careers, Russell said that had to abide his time to get his chances at Mercedes by spending 3 years effectively out on loan to Williams, who were very uncompetitive at the time. Verstappen, meanwhile, was fast-tracked into prime Red Bull seat after a little over a season at Toro Rosso and replacing Danny Kvyat from the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix beyond a race where the Dutchman would land a historic finish first. Discussing whether Russell feels he actually has an edge now by spending so much time initially racing in F1's basement, the Mercedes driver brought Verstappen into the equation. Had his early F1 career path taken a different turn. It's something I tell myself I'd like the glass to be half full and I want to take the positive out of every situation, said Max Verstappen.
This is KNR, radio according to